Hello everyone, it's me, Enan63, and April 2025 is already over. Man, this year is flying by so fast. And April 2025 was honestly a 10 out of 10 month. So many amazing events, jam-packed with event after event, from Nintendo Switch 2, more Productions Indie Cross Episode 2, and of course me finishing up my Let's Play of Undertale, which was amazing and gorgeous. Both the Pacific ending and I got the neutral ending, and the Pacific ending was the superior one. All right, enough stalling around. Let's get on to the script. So here it is, and yeah, so many events happened, and honestly, this was probably a 10 out of 10 month. So happy April Fools, or should I say, Nintendo Switch 2, and the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, which was right here and stuff, and yeah, obviously, this is the one I pre-ordered and stuff. Okay, I'm gonna do that for the third act, when I get to the third act of 2025 of April, but Nintendo Switch 2, and this is where they showcased it, a new dock. The Joy-Cons are like a computer mouse. The camera, which I assume is a callback to the Game Boy Color camera. And there's this box, which I don't know why is it smaller than the Switch 1 box, but whatever. And what else? What is the new feature they showed? Of course, Switch 1 backwards compatibility. You can play all Switch 1 games. And was there one more thing I forgot? Oh yeah, that Discord thing. But I think that's it. Also, there's a tech demo like Astro's Playroom on PS5. So yeah, it has its own game similar to Astro's Playroom on PS5 and stuff. So yeah, and then now for the games, the exclusives: Mario Kart World, Open World Mario Kart, Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe combined, Kirby Air Riders Part 2. Maybe that might be Sakurai's last game, but we don't know. Hyrule Warriors, which is a prequel to Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Deltarune Chapter 3 plus 4. And Silk Song. Okay, moving on. And then Forum Software's new Souls game. Did I mention already? It's Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, and it's called Dusk Blood. And is there one more game I forgot about? Oh yeah, GameCube Online. GameCube games finally got added to the Nintendo Switch. And F-Zero GX especially is the most interesting one, since I really can't wait to play how it is on the Switch 2's mouse and stuff. Maybe there could be a new F-Zero game. And did I forgot one more? Oh yeah, Yakuza 0 Remastered, Borderlands 4, Hades 2. What else? Did I forget one more game? I'm not sure. I'm probably gonna put the rest in the pinned comment. Now for the big one. I've been saving this guy for last. Donkey Kong Bonanza. Did I pronounce that correctly? I really hope I didn't mispronounce that. But Donkey Kong Bonanza, the new game coming out with a new Donkey Kong design, both in Mario Kart World and of course this 3D platforming Donkey Kong game. I'm sad that there's no 3D platforming Mario, unfortunately, but hey, a 3D Donkey Kong game is also amazing. I'll use this as a substitute for a new 3D Mario. Oh, and Metroid Prime 4 and stuff, that's coming, but that was in the March Direct. And yeah, and also you can play Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, and Switch 1. And also there's Mario Party Jamboree, Kirby and the Forgotten Land having DLC expansions for Switch 2. I might buy them again, honestly, just for that, for alone. And yeah, that's basically it for Nintendo Switch 2 stuff. Also, there is the price drama and stuff, which I will get to that later. Shaka Conroy finally Let's Playing Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. I can't believe finally at long last he's Let's Playing that. I kind of predicted that last year. When is he going to play that game? But he finally did. And also there's that funny Zelda item skipped by Chugga Conroy. Such funny. The Questionable Love Design Contest 3 and stuff, which I'm going to load up. I believe it's archived now, but I think I can find it. It's just like in the archived stuff, but in the site contest is a category. It should be here. Where is it? Where's the questionable? Oh, here it is. The Questionable Level Design 3 contest results. Congratulations to Dazio Divun. You're just a blue switch. And of course, I congratulated him on his video and stuff. So congratulations to him for winning. And yeah, I was honestly surprised that he won, honestly. I thought that, Do You Mind by Mick Frosting, I don't know how to pronounce that first name, would win. But no, Dazio Divun won. So congratulations, Dazio. You honestly deserve it. Yeah, I'm actually really glad that he won, because it honestly kind of felt the most questionable, and it kind of fitted overall with the theme. Then, speaking of questionable, this movie exists. Let's just move on. But I finished playing both Angry Video Game Nerd 1 and 2. I replayed them again, and they were honestly fun 2D platformers to go back to and play and stuff. And honestly, it was amazing. Despite the fan service, they were still fun, quality, good platformers to play through, with a lot of fun levels that are rage-quitting, but I played on easy mode and stuff, so no need. Then there's Big Rigs on Steam. Okay then. And then obviously there is Ryu. I don't know how to pronounce that second part of the name, but there's Ryu, or he is a YouTuber that I remember I watched him back for his Mega Man Maker stuff and his Super Mario Maker stuff. I think he's still making Mario Maker, but I don't know about Mega Man Maker. No, I don't think he's not making Mega Man Maker anymore. But it's his 10th year anniversary. Happy 10th year anniversary, dude. You're honestly one of the reasons why I got back playing into Super Mario Maker 2 on my Switch. So thank you so much, man. Happy 10th year anniversary to you. You're a legend. You're a legendary YouTuber. And then that is the first part, act of April. So the highlight, Nintendo Switch 2. I think you obviously got it. Why? So yeah. Now for the second act. Oh boy, here we go. This is where it spices up now. I finally created a Kickstarter account, which is what I'm gonna show and stuff. And I created a Kickstarter account for one reason. Okay, I'm not gonna actually showcase my Kickstarter account yet, but I'll do it later when such another event is coming up. Of course, congratulations, Frying Pan Sam, for 5,000 subs. Honestly, he answered my question. Thank you so much. Katana Zero DLC, at long last, is finally coming, honestly. Maybe they probably got inspired by Silk Song, so maybe that's why they say, oh crap, Silk Song's coming, I guess we'll come out. Okay, but I'm just joking. I'm excited. I know the devs put a lot of hard work and effort, and I cannot wait to play it. Despite it being a pretty hard 2D platformer, it's still fun and challenging. And of course, I finished playing Splatoon 3 morning versus afternoon, or evening, afternoon, noon or something, I don't know. Versus Night Turf 4, I was on Team Morning. And of course, I believe Team Noon 1. Sorry, Team Night 1. I'm an idiot. Team Night 1. I was on Team Morning, but good game, everyone. And then Dave the Diver plus Yakuza DLC crossover. Was not expecting that, but that was pretty cool. I finished playing Battle Block Theater. It was overall a really fun game, and I loved it. It was a comedy 2D platformer with it being hilarious, but with some fun level design gimmicks that are fun to master and stuff. So yeah. And I finally finished playing Castlevania Bloodlines, a very underrated video 2D platformer, and it's right up there with Super Castlevania 4 as 16-bit perfection of a 2D platformer game. Yeah. So it shows why the SNES and Genesis games are some of the best video games out there. And then Mario Kart World Direct, I already made 2 videos. Go watch them and stuff if you want to hear more thoughts about that. And I finally finished playing 2025 Summer Central's Old School Level Design Contest 4 entries. Oh yeah, speaking of which, there was that Old School Level Design Contest entry, which was here and stuff, but I'm going to go to the thread and stuff, but this is where I play through all the, the entries and stuff, and yeah, pretty much. I didn't join because sadly I was pretty busy for the last few days, and I didn't really have enough motivation to join either questionable or Old School Level Design Contest, but I did play through all the entries and stuff, and if we go to most popular videos, okay, it should be here somewhere, but just go to the videos and stuff and you should find it. And yeah, so now next is let's see, no, that's the third act, sorry, second act. And of course, Glitch Productions Gaslight Direct thing, and that was just honestly, one of the best new animations in a long time, honestly. But I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about and stuff. Here it is, the Gaslight Direct, and it was amazing. This will be the next Digital Circus, honestly, and the Murder Drones. And I honestly hope it gets the same level of views, like 300 million views. Okay, I don't know yet, but might be a 2-bar high set. But both animations are amazing. Go watch Gaslight Direct if you love Digital Circus and Murder Drones. It's kind of like a mix between both, honestly. And now, the other indie animation I got excited for was, okay, but first let's get this one out of the way. Content Hub iDub series is back. No, I am not kidding. If you guys think I'm spreading some kind of BS or this, I don't like this guy because of, his hypocrisy, but no, I don't hate this guy, but I don't really want to be a part of his drama because I don't do drama. I just want to play video games, make some more ROM hacks and do movies and stuff. But here's his new content cup. I'm going to stop showing this because I don't want to be a part of that stuff. But let's move on from that. But time for the positive. Morrow Productions Indie Cross Episode 2. Now this one, oh my god, man. This one was my favorite. I love this indie animation so much because of just being one of the best, animations I saw in my entire life, honestly. And here it was. I post my comment there showing my appreciation for this because I love this. Since I now finished playing through Shovel Knight, Cuphead, and Celeste, and Dead Cells, I haven't played Hyper Light Drifter and One Shot Nico and Hollow Knight, both on Steam PC and Nintendo Switch for some of them. It feels weird now that I can understand every single one of them. Back episode 1, when I was mostly busy playing Pizza Tower and stuff in 2023 and Gravity Circuit, it felt good to play through all the games. Oh, and also Undertale pretty much yesterday now, so now I understand all the games. But yeah, amazing 11 out of 10 job. More Productions, you did a good job. I just loved every single bit of it. I love the final battle scene when they were fighting that green robot and stuff, and they're all using their attacks. But I was sad that, that everyone, got separated. But then the positive came in again, and V1 from Ultra Kill at the post-credits. Oh my god. Okay, V1 is probably going to just annihilate everyone. Maybe Moro might nerf him down, honestly. But you know what would be crazier? If Peppino from Pizza Tower would get added in. Then V1 plus Peppino, yep, those robots are basically done for. Rest in peace, robots. For once, I kind of feel bad for the villain. But maybe not, because they separated the entire crew. And finally, did I miss anything before I say Happy Easter and stuff? I actually want to showcase the old school level design contest entries and stuff, but okay, maybe not, but I did play through those entries, and yeah, they were really fun, and I enjoyed them and stuff. And then, what else? Oh yeah, Happy Easter Day and Happy 420, 2014 MLG Mario, which is what I'm going to show and stuff. 2017 MLG Mario by Senpai Kush, is that his name? Yeah, this is the one I was talking about from 2014. One of the best YouTube videos that ages really well, honestly. And yeah, stuff like that. So yeah, Happy 420 Day. That was perfectly fitting for that. And is that the second act finished? Yep, that's the second act. Farewell, second act part of April. Highlights, Glitch Productions, Gaslight, More Productions, Indie Cross Episode 2. And 1 2 whole years, the second episode, of course, and V1 from Ultra Kill, post credits. And of course, 420. I'm sorry if I'm being very annoying here, but yeah. Okay, now before I talk about the third part and stuff, and talk about the Kickstarter thing I was telling you about, first let's get through this out of the way. I finally finished Let's Playing the Second Reality Project Reloaded 2, Zachel Blue's Challenge. I played it on my original channel back in 2024 of January. And at the time I told you that in February of last year, my original 2012 channel got deleted, but since 27th of February last year, I created a new channel. And I finished Let's Playing, the Second Reality Project Reloaded to Zelda Goals Challenge. 10 years later, and it still ages well. Shows how FPI was really ahead of his time and stuff. And then Doom the Dark Ages Trailer 2 was amazing. And then the Elder Scrolls 4 remake, which is what I'm going to type up. I didn't know this remake was actually going to be good, because this was from the Xbox 360. I don't know if they were even going to surpass the original. But they did a good job, honestly. I played a bit of it, and it was really good. I'm not into open world stuff, but it deserves the praise and love it gets. From making from an Xbox 360 game to the modern, PS5 Series X and PC and Steam, they did a good job, honestly. So congratulations, Bethesda. So hopefully Dark Ages will just be amazing and even better, since rip it here until it's done. Rick and Morty Season 8, of course. I think only Season 1 and 2 of Rick and Morty were good and stuff. I did enjoy Season 3 a bit, but I stopped watching after that. But I think I can understand why some people love it for the action stuff. I just don't really care. Nintendo, again, having some kind of identity crisis, I guess, with the Nintendo Switch 2. Okay, not necessarily identity crisis, but what I mean by that is that for the Switch 2, they showed the intro, but then they showed a Super Nintendo controller, then they showed Paul Rudd and stuff, then these creator voices, and yeah, it's kind of getting a bit of a mess and stuff, what are they doing with the Switch 2? Then they show this 30-second thing. Are they telling something bigger? Well, we don't know quite yet. I don't know what are they doing, but whatever they're doing, I'm gonna just let them be. And yeah. Now, okay, it's time to get... Okay, but first up, the new Fire Emblem... Those Fire Emblem games have been added on the GBA. Finally, about time. I played them on a GBA emulator. I didn't get that much far, but I think they were really good. And, of course, Soli is finally back to live streaming, honestly. Welcome back. I really miss his live streams, honestly, and yeah. And then another Crab's Treasure DLC update happened and stuff, and yeah. And then... Oh, yeah, there's the 9 Souls manga preview. Now, if you don't believe me, also M64's took a break, but now he's back on YouTube and stuff. Welcome back, man. You're one of my favorite YouTubers. Brand new favorite YouTubers. But the proof, if you don't believe me, that 9 Souls doesn't have a manga, well, let me show you guys, because it's 100% true. If I can find you, that is. Where are you? Oh, okay, I think I gotta go to the game, 9 Souls. Where is 9 Souls? Oh my god, I hate having a long list. Okay, so here it is. If you didn't believe me, manga finally been added, and it tells a very good prequel when the main game took place. Overall, really go read it, guys. Honestly, it's really amazing. And of course, there was another Crab's Treasure DLC, which was right here. Here it is. Now, what else I was saying? Okay, so before I get to the anniversaries and stuff, oh yeah. The history of bad video games made by Finish a Video Game left my comment for the first time. Thank you. Sorry about that and stuff. Here's what I was telling you about. The Kickstarter for Animation Versus. Alan Becker showed us, I believe, 2 weeks ago. And I pledged, of course. Here's my pledge, which I'm going to show you. I pledged in total $10. I'm not going to show because, again, it's actually kind of privacy and stuff and stuff like that. But yeah, I pledged $10 for this because I wasted all my money on Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, so that's why. But here I am. I'm officially a backer, and I cannot wait to play Alan Becker's video game. About time he made a video game. I really kind of wish he did from all the animation he was making. And of course, now, this is kind of getting long, but let me get back to this. Okay, here we go. So, Shotgun Cutman 2 second trailer coming on May 1st, which is today and stuff. Yeah, I already bought the game, so I'm excited to play it. Now, obviously, happy 10th year anniversary to Crypt of the Necrodancer. I think the sequel is better, but I think the original, I can see why some people prefer it. The pixel art and the music rhythm is definitely fun. Happy 20th anniversary to YouTube. Didn't expect they show Rick Ashley and stuff, but, happy 20th anniversary to, YouTube and stuff. Even though YouTube is going to get worse as time goes on and stuff, we can always remember, the good old 2006, 2014 era of YouTube, when YouTube used to be peak and stuff. Maybe 2015 as well, but 2016 is kind of where it went downhill, all thanks to, certain drama YouTubers just, rather instead of making it a fun, passionate place, just make it into a toxic. Yeah, that's why I stay on the video game, music, and art side of YouTube, the positive area of YouTube. No negativity there. What else? Oh, yeah, Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders. This is another big one, especially because Nintendo basically said, okay, people are going to complain about the price. Why don't we give them a pre-order just to test out if they're still going to buy the Nintendo Switch 2? And guess what? It sold a lot because people bought a lot of it. And I bought the Nintendo Switch 2. And yeah, pre-order, which I'm going to tell and stuff. So in the US, they obviously are doing these pre-order stuff for the Switch 2. And yeah, and my God, it sold out basically when I tried to do it on the actual launch date, April 24th itself. I remember going to the GameStop and saying that they all sold out and stuff. And yeah, so I did it at Walmart, that's why. So Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders. And of course, I pre-ordered the Nintendo Switch 2, which is right here in this video. Go watch it if you want to know my experiments at Walmart and stuff. And then Amp Lemon's Never Ever series. Yes. If you don't know, his Never Ever series was a really fun video about how he explains there will never ever be another certain topic like this again, like SpongeBob or, NASCAR, Dale Earnhardt, and Homer's Enemy, the Simpsons episode. He made a new one at long last. I honestly can't believe. Also, congrats for this to get 10 million views. It deserves it for $100. But back to topic. I didn't expect him to make a new Never Ever, but I'm really upset this is not at 1 million views because it deserves it. Best Never Ever episode? Probably. That may change unless he makes another one. But yeah, it's so back. I never expected to come back, but welcome back to the Never Ever series. And someone who is James made it possible to make the Nintendo Game Boy to run Microsoft Windows. That was honestly really cool and stuff, and yeah. Then there's Sizzybop's new Hellverse update. No thank you, I'm not interested. And then, of course, one of my YouTube friends, Justendo, bought the Switch 2. And it was really funny how he bought the Nintendo Switch, honestly, and yeah. And of course, Animators Kickstarter ended, reached 1 million. Congratulations, Alan Becker and everyone, rest of the team. T. Lopes is back with a new banger of music, Penny's Big Breakaway. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it was an amazing song. Video Game Donkey making videos, but for some reason, his voice got replaced. What do I mean by that? Maybe is it Donkey Kong December came early? I mean, look, his voice is gone. What's something happening? Maybe only Donkey Kong can figure this mystery out. But yeah, but Video Game Donkey. And then, of course, there was Doomslayer versus Master Chief Death Battle, which was just one of the best death battles, right up there with Bowser versus Eggman. I'm surprised Death Battle is kind of making a comeback with these episodes. I let them, honestly, because I kind of got tired of them. But this was a great one, honestly. It was a great fight. So yeah, honestly, I think both guys would be friends, honestly. They both love to rip into your demons and robots. And yeah. And then, of course, Mario and Wario and the beer was a funny. I loved how they made, Mario Hotel Mario, and they made Wario like. I don't want to apologize sounding racist here, but they basically made Wario sound like Scotland and stuff. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know if it could be from Scotland. Maybe it could be some other accent, but I apologize for my racism and stuff. I didn't mean it. But this was a funny animation. I love this a lot. Go watch it. It's one of my favorite Mario animations. Right up there with the Super Mario World Sprite animations and Super Mario Z. And then Splatoon 1's 10th year anniversary. Happy 10-year anniversary, Splatoon 1. I can't believe it's been freaking 10 years since this game is out. Man, I'm feeling so old. I want to go back in time, but we have to move forward. But happy 10-year anniversary, Splatoon 1. One of the best games on the Nintendo Wii U. And then Kirby's anniversary. I don't know what number was it, but happy anniversary, Kirby. Superstar on the Super Nintendo is one of my favorite Kirby games and stuff because I just love its simple, fun design and stuff. And the battle with Meta Knight. And then Rift of the Necrodancer and Pizza Tower crossover. First Celeste, now Pizza Tower. I'm more excited for this because the Pizza Tower songs are going to be a nightmare. Unexpectancy Part 3 especially. I cannot wait to play that. Do 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 do. I can imagine Candace is probably just going to say, what the heck is this Italian? And then there was that Deltarune Chapter 3 fan animation, one hell of a ride. It was an amazing animation. I suggest you go watch it, honestly. It was really funny. Then this is a game where I don't know if it got canceled and stuff, but since I love the Donkey Kong Country trilogy and stuff, it's called Donkey Kong Country 4. I noticed this month seems to be centered around Donkey Kong. Does anyone else notice that, or is it just me? But Donkey Kong Country 4 unfinished, yeah, here it is, Donkey Kong Country 4. I don't know what it is, but basically there was a video that showed the unfinished concepts and ideas, level design, stages, gimmicks, environments for Donkey Kong Country 4 unfinished concepts. I don't know if it's ever going to get released, but who knows. And then finally, I 100%ed Iron Meat. Where is it? Here it is. At long last, I 100%ed it. Holy crap, man. 103 hours. I finally done it. I'm never 100%ing a game ever again. But that was it. Oh my god, man. It was just too much, but I finally did it. And yeah. And then Sea of Stars DLC, which I'm so happy finally at long last. The trailer was finally here of the Watchmaker. But there was voice acting. Well, only for a certain female character that I believe that's the voice of that, but I don't know. But oh my god. Yeah, finally at long last they showed a trailer, and it's coming on May 20th. Not that far away, surprisingly. But I need to hurry up and finish Sea of Stars, which, if you don't know, on my Nintendo Switch, I've been playing a game called Sea of Stars lately, and yeah, it's really good. I'm on the part where it's basically referencing the Messenger, aka the Mesa Island. Apologize for spoilers, but yeah. And then there's Borderlands 4 State of Play Direct. Of course, I don't care about it, so but go if you guys like it. Nintendo Switch 2 parody animation, which was funny. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me just type it to you. It was this parody animation, but here it is. The parody animation, which was just so hilarious, honestly. It reminded me of the Newgrounds, honestly, animation back in the 2000s and 2010s era. And then, overall, to say the Nintendo Switch 2, it's been a love-hate relationship, but hopefully maybe this will be positive and success. Nintendo will probably most likely decrease the price, honestly. It will just be the PlayStation 3. Sony did it with the Slim model, so maybe Switch 2 will do it again with the old deal model, so yeah. And then my Nintendo Switch 2 pre-order story, obviously, I think I already said it before, but here's my video. And then finally, I finally finished Let's Playing Undertale. Thank freaking God I'm done. Oh my god, man. This was a fun video game, but it was kind of long. But I enjoyed it. It was a good kind of long. But the ending was amazing. The Pacific ending, not the neutral ending. I got the two endings, but yeah. And that's the third final farewell part of April. And April is finished. Highlights. I pre-ordered my Nintendo Switch 2. Mario Kart World Here We Come on June 5th, 2025 this year. Sea of Stars DLC. Back $10 Animation Versus. Emblem and Never Ever series came back. And Splatoon 1's 10th year anniversary. Master Chief versus Doomslayer. And I finally finished playing Undertale at long last. Finale farewell. So one final finale farewell to April 2025. This was overall the best month in 2025 for me. 11 out of 10 month. Farewell April 2025. And that marks the end of April 2025. So yeah. Farewell April 2025. Let's hope May will be even a better month for me since I'm going to be finishing up my first year of university. So yeah, this is Enan63’s saying one final goodbye and farewell.